When it comes to Harley-Davidson, let's be brutally honest. This brand isn't just about motorcycles, it's about identity. It's about freedom, rebellion, and the weight of a name that carries over a century of legacy. But here's the uncomfortable truth that few Harley fans ever admit. Owning the wrong Harley can be one of the biggest financial and emotional mistakes you'll ever make. Some Harleys will drain your wallet, frustrate you with constant repairs, and make you question why you even bought it in the first place. Yet others, the right ones, will give you chills every time you twist the throttle, turn heads everywhere you ride, and hold their value like a rare piece of art. And that's exactly why this video matters, because I'm not here to sugarcoat or glorify every Harley ever made. I'm here to expose the 4 models you should never waste your hard-earned money on, and reveal the 5 machines that stand as shining proof of why Harley-Davidson is still considered the king of the road. By the end of this video, you won't just know which Harley is worth riding, you'll know which Harley is worth owning for life. The 4 worst Harley-Davidsons to own. 1. Harley-Davidson Street 500 and Street 750. Let's start with the Street series, the 500 and 750. On paper, these were supposed to be Harley's entry-level machines, designed to bring new riders into the Harley-Davidson family. But here's the harsh truth. These bikes almost destroyed Harley's credibility. Why? Because they feel nothing like a Harley. The engine lacks soul, the sound is flat, and the build quality screams cheap compromise rather than American legend. If you've ever sat on one, you'll know what I mean. The materials feel plasticky, the design looks watered down, and worst of all, they depreciate faster than you can blink. Within a few years, many owners found themselves stuck with a bike worth half of what they paid, with no one eager to buy it. And let's not forget the infamous issues with overheating, braking, and vibrations that just don't belong in a Harley. So if you think buying a Street 500 or 750 will give you Harley pride, don't fool yourself. What you'll really get is disappointment wrapped in chrome. 2. Harley-Davidson Sportster 883 Iron. Now, before anyone gets angry, yes, the Sportster 883 Iron has fans. But listen carefully. As an ownership experience, this bike is one of the most frustrating Harleys you can buy. The 883 is underpowered for its weight, meaning every highway ride feels like you're forcing the bike to give more than it actually can. And what's worse, once you inevitably crave more power, you'll realize that upgrading is going to cost you almost as much as buying a bigger Harley from the start. The 883 often gets sold as the perfect starter Harley, but let me be blunt, it's a trap. Many owners ride it for a year or two, get frustrated with the lack of power, and then struggle to sell it because the used market is flooded with 883 seconds. In short, it's the classic, you think you're saving money, but you're actually wasting it, bike. 3. Harley-Davidson V-Rod. The V-Rod. A bike that looks amazing but carries a dirty secret. On the surface, it's sleek, muscular, and futuristic, unlike anything Harley had done before. But here's the problem. It wasn't really a Harley at heart. Designed with Porsche engineering, the V-Rod alienated hardcore Harley riders, while failing to capture the younger, sportier market it was targeting. It was stuck in no man's land. Mechanically, it's complicated and expensive to maintain. Try finding parts, and you'll realize how much of a headache it is to keep on the road. It guzzles fuel, eats up tires, and yet doesn't deliver the comfortable cruising experience Harley is known for. Sure, it looks good parked outside a cafe, but ask any long-term owner, they'll tell you the resale value drops like a stone, and the ownership feels more like babysitting than riding. The V-Rod is the definition of style over substance, and that's not what Harley-Davidson should ever be about. 4. Harley-Davidson Street Glide, certain years. Now this one is controversial. The Street Glide is iconic, but certain production years, especially in the mid-2000 seconds, are nightmares. These models were plagued with issues like the infamous twin cam tensioner, failures, electrical problems, and constant overheating. What's worse is that many unsuspecting buyers still pay premium prices for used Street Glides without realizing the repair bills waiting for them. Imagine spending your savings on a Harley that looks amazing, only to be stuck on the side of the road, waiting for a tow truck. That's the painful reality some Street Glide owners had to live through. And when word spread, the resale value of those problematic years dropped hard. If you're not careful, you could end up with one of these ticking time bombs. So yes, the Street Glide can be one of the best Harleys ever made, but if you choose the wrong year, it can also be one of the worst nightmares to own. The 5 best Harley-Davidsons to own. 1. Harley-Davidson Road King. Now let's shift gears to the legends. The Road King is one of the most respected Harley-Davidsons ever built, and for good reason. This bike is the perfect balance between long-distance touring comfort and classic Harley style. The handling is surprisingly smooth for its size. The reliability is rock solid, and the comfort is unmatched for riders who actually want to use their Harley for real adventures. But here's the real magic of the Road King: it ages like fine whiskey. These bikes hold their value incredibly well because they represent the pure essence of Harley touring. No unnecessary gadgets, no gimmicks, just raw Harley muscle that feels alive on the open road. If you want a Harley that will make you proud for decades, the Road King is your best bet. 2. Harley-Davidson Fat Boy. Made famous by movies, but loved because of its ride, the Fat Boy is an icon that actually deserves the hype. With its massive front end, solid wheels, and unmistakable silhouette, this is one Harley that commands respect everywhere it goes. But unlike some pretty bikes that look good but ride terribly, the Fat Boy delivers on all fronts. The power is strong, the ride is smooth, and the build quality makes it feel like a tank that will outlast you. Owners rave about how dependable it is, and when you're cruising on one, you feel unstoppable. The Fat Boy isn't just a motorcycle, it's a statement. Owning one says you're not just part of Harley culture, you are Harley culture. 3. Harley-Davidson Street Glide. Modern versions. Remember how I mentioned the Street Glide can be one of the worst if you get the wrong year? Well, the opposite is also true. Get the right model, and it's one of the absolute best Harleys you can own. The modern Street Glide, especially with the Milwaukee 8 engine, has fixed almost every issue that plagued the older versions. It's powerful, reliable, and built for comfort. Whether you're riding across states or just flexing in the city, the Street Glide delivers in every category. And because it's such a popular touring bike, resale values stay high, making it a smart investment. This is Harley's flagship for a reason. If you want modern touring luxury with Harley soul, the Street Glide is unbeatable. 4. Harley-Davidson Heritage Softail Classic. The Heritage Softail Classic is for riders who want the vintage Harley look with modern reliability. The design screams nostalgia with its leather saddlebags, chrome details, and retro styling. But underneath is a dependable, comfortable machine that makes every ride feel like a time machine. Owners love it because it blends that old-school Harley vibe with practicality. It's not just a weekend toy, it's a daily rider that won't let you down. The Heritage Softail also holds value very well because demand for its timeless design never fades. Simply put, this bike is proof that Harley knows how to respect its past while delivering a machine built for today. 5. Harley-Davidson Electra Glide. Finally, we come to the king of kings, the Electra Glide. If the Road King is Harley's pure touring soul, the Electra Glide is Harley's ultimate luxury tourer. It's massive, comfortable, and built for riders who want to devour miles without breaking a sweat. This bike comes loaded with features, massive fairing, storage, advanced suspension, and one of the most comfortable riding positions in the Harley lineup. For long-distance riders, the Electra Glide is a dream come true. It's reliable, it's respected, and it's the bike that turns every ride into a statement. If you want the pinnacle of Harley-Davidson ownership, this is it. The Electra Glide isn't just a motorcycle, it's an empire on wheels. So here's the truth. When it comes to Harley-Davidson, everyone has their own religion. Some of you will swear that the bikes I called the worst are secretly the greatest machines ever built. Others will insist I missed your favorite model from the best list, and you'll be itching to prove me wrong. And that's exactly what I want. Because Harley ownership has never been about quiet agreement, it's about passion, pride, and sometimes flat-out arguing over which bike truly deserves the crown. So let me ask you, which Harley do you think is unfairly hated, and which one do you believe is overrated beyond saving? Drop your thoughts below, because trust me, Harley debates never end, and I'll be right there reading through your battles in the comments. Just remember, at the end of the day, you're not just commenting on motorcycles, you're adding your voice to over a century of Harley history, and if that doesn't deserve a comment, what does?